Hello, welcome back to Curve&stitch. This channel is all about pattern drafting and sewing tutorials. So if this is something you love, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Today we are drafting a tulip or petal sleeve. It is a beautiful overlap sleeve design that instantly adds a designer feel to any blouse, top or dress. We will walk through every single step in achieving the sleeve. Then we will test the sleeve pattern on a muslin or a test fabric, then make any adjustments where necessary. Let's get into it. Here are the things you will need. Before we start drafting, let me explain how a tulip skirt actually works, because once you understand the concept, the drafting makes complete sense. A petal sleeve or tulip sleeve gets its name from how the sleeve overlaps, like a petal of a tulip wrapping over each other. The sleeve is made up of two pieces, the front panel and then the back panel. There are different variations for this sleeve, but in this video we will go for the basic, then later build on it to create different variations for this sleeve. Now let's start drafting. Take your basic dartless sleeve pattern and trace it onto a fresh sheet of paper, just like so. Transfer all notches and your grain line. In this video I traced up to the elbow line, but you don't need to do that. You can trace up to 2 inches down from the bicep line, then draw your sleeve opening line. After tracing your pattern, this is what you will have. Now we are going to create the tulip or the petal effect for the sleeve. So you will take one part of the sleeve. The side that have one notch is the front part of the sleeve, and the side that have 2 notches is the back part of the sleeve. So first we are going to create the design for the front part. So to create the design for the front part, we are going to place our measuring tape on the crease line, that's on the highest point of the sleeve cap, then measure down on the sleeve curve 3.5 inches, just like so, and mark. Now on the front part of the sleeve, measuring from the biceps line, measure down 1.5 inches and mark like so. Now we are going to tighten the sleeve opening, so measuring from the side seam, measure in 1/2 inch and mark like so. Now measuring from the upper part of the sleeve, on the crease line, measure and mark 5 inches like so. I'm going to use red marker to create the sleeve for the front. Now you can join the point on the sleeve cap to the point on the biceps line, then to the hem of the sleeve to create the front design. But I'm going to go ahead and then create the design for the back too before I start joining it. Now connect this point back to the biceps line with a slant like so. So now this is the new side seam for the sleeve. Now we are going to create the back part of the tulip sleeve. So we'll go in, measuring from the biceps line on the back side of the sleeve. We'll go down by 1.5 inches like so. Then we will measure in 1/2 inch, just like we did for the front. So we will repeat what we did for the front to the back. Then join this mark back to the biceps line to create the side seam for the back too, like so. Now, using the curved side of your ruler, connect the point on the sleeve curve to the point on the biceps, then to the hem of the sleeve, just like so, to create the first or the front part of the petal sleeve. So now this is the front part. We need the same thing for the back. Now we are going to create the back part of the sleeve. So now measuring from the crease line, measure and mark 3 inches on the sleeve curve, just like so. I'm going to go ahead and use a blue pen to create the back part of the sleeve. Now measuring from the highest point of the sleeve cap on the crease line, measure and mark 5 inches, just like we did for the front. So in this case I already have that 5 inches on the crease line. So I'm going to join the mark I've made on the sleeve cap to the mark on the bicep, then to the mark on the hem of the sleeve with a curve like so. So now this part, that's the blue part, is the back of the tulip sleeve. So now since I've drafted both sleeves on the same paper, I need to transfer one from the paper so that I'm able to cut it. So now I'll take a fresh sheet of paper and place it underneath this pattern, then trace one part of the sleeve. So you can either trace the front or the back part of the sleeve onto this fresh sheet of paper, then draw it. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and trace the front part of the sleeve onto a fresh sheet of paper, just like so. So after tracing and then drawing the lines, this is what I have. So this is now the front part of the sleeve. So I can now go ahead and cut the back part from the original pattern paper. When you are tracing your pattern, be sure to trace the crease line because that's what you use to join the patterns together so that you'll be able to match the two sleeves. So make sure that you trace the crease line too. That's the middle line of the sleeve, and then you notch that part of the sleeve. I forgot to trace mine, so I'm going to go ahead and cut my sleeve so that I'll be able to place it on the sleeve to be able to transfer the crease line. So now I can go ahead and cut the back part of the sleeve just like so. Now our tulip sleeve is ready. So when you are sewing it, this is how you place the sleeve. You make sure that the two crease lines are matching. Thus you place them on each other, then you sew it. So you can now go ahead and cut this on your fabric. Be sure to add all the necessary seam allowance you need. So in this case, you can add 1/2 inch all around the sleeve. Then cut both panels separately on your fabric. Here is the sleeve cut and sewn on a fabric. Was this video helpful? If it was, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and tap on the bell notification so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Share so that others can find the channel and the video. Until next time, bye bye.